All right, Happy New Year, everyone. Richard Yepes here with the Lending Labyrinth. Thank you for joining me as we navigate through the twists and turns of the Lending Labyrinth, featuring expert interviews, industry trends, and real-life stories that shed light on all aspects mortgage lending and real estate. Together, let's explore the world of lending and empower ourselves with the knowledge needed to make informed financial decisions.
Woo-hoo!
Absolutely, financial decisions. That's always good to have the information.
You have such a good radio voice.
I try.
I know.
That's what people tell me. But Lynn, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year!
Lynn Yepes, my host from time to time, my co-host, my Robin to my Batman, is on with us today, and we're happy to have her. So Lynn, Happy New Year to you.
Happy New Year.
No Robin?
I don't know if I like the Robin.
Wonder Woman? Yes, so we're back, everyone. I hope you guys missed us. 2024 was amazing, and we were happy to get this up and going. But some 2024 happened, and I think when I say that, maybe a lot of you out there already know what that means because it happened to you too. But 2024 happened, and it certainly happened to us. And so a lot of great things happen. A lot of crazy things happen. The biggest thing is that Next Mortgage Studios changed. We have a new Next Mortgage Studios, happy new location, and so we're happy that we're able to find a new home. And so, but yes, a lot of those moves and changes and just life.
Yeah. 2024 just kind of turned upside down.
Yeah.
I mean, not in a bad way. We did a couple cartwheels and
absolutely.
Somersaults.
Sometimes rolling down the hill is fun. That's why you do it when you're a kid.
Yeah.
Not so much when you're an
People
adult.
love roller coasters. Some people, not me.
Right.
I hate roller coasters. In case y'all didn't know,
Lynn
I cannot
absolutely
stand
hates
them.
roller coaster. I think it's a control thing, and like some people
It
would say
probably is.
it's a motion thing, but
It's probably both.
yeah, her and roller coasters are not the best of friends.
Nope.
But we're here, and now we're in the new year, and the Lending Labyrinth is back, and we feel like we need to be back. We feel like the market has not changed.
Nope.
It's still what it is.
It's gonna stay that
still as crazy and wonderful and exciting as real estate can be, and we feel like we need to be here for all those exciting things. And so we are back. We're going to be more consistent because we owe that to you guys, the listeners, and yeah, it's going to be more consistent. We're set up, we got everything good and going, and we're going to be here for you guys. And so we want to start off the new podcast of the year. Of course, we're going to have some, like I said, we always have guests, and so hopefully this is what you guys want in 2025. But we're glad to be back with you.
Very glad.
So Lynn, we're happy to be back. So I printed out something. ChatGPT is like my assistant that nobody knows about. But
It's not just your assistant. I kind of feel like they've become a
ChatGPT is my best
member
friend.
of the family, and I'm getting replaced in some areas.
My best friend. But I asked her. I said, "What are five things?"
It has a gender.
Yes,
her name
it's a girl.
is Jubilee.
Yes, her name is Jubilee, the all-knowing AI.
I'm not making any of this up.
I asked Jubilee 5 things that buyers need to know about real estate in 2025, and she gave us 5 that are important. And so I'd like to talk to you about those 5.
All right, lay it on me.
Let's have a discussion.
Let's see what Jubilee says.
Yes,
all-knowing.
Jubilee, ChatGPT says that first thing, raising rates and affordability. What do you think about that? Has the fact that rates haven't come down, spoiler alert, rates are still what they were last year. The fact that rates have not come down, how do you think buyers are going to feel about that?
I was kind of having this talk earlier today. I was on the phone with an agent, and she's like, rates are still doing what they're doing. And I was like, yeah, but, applications are still coming in.
True.
Conversations that, people are just kind of accepting this is what it is.
Hmm.
Um, we can always be hopeful. Honestly, who knows who has that magic 8 ball? We've heard tons of predictions in 2024 of what should happen and what they would like to happen. Some were right, some were wrong. Um, so I think the only thing we can do is just do the best we can one day at a time, and certainly don't put off purchasing a home for it, because at the end of the day, what we do know that's going to happen is the values are going to continue to go up. That's the constant. Um, so if you wait and the rates don't change, then your affordability of what you can afford is going to drop. Now,
And I gauge value on a dozen donuts. I know I told you this many times. A dozen donuts now at my favorite place, Shipley's, for all you Houston people out
I'm
there.
beginning not
If
to like Shipley's.
Yeah, I think it's just that location, though. I think that location just
And
kind of irks me a little
the
bit.
answer to the
But
solution to your problem about the cost of donuts,
stop eating them.
well, one, that it'll also kill two birds with one stone. Or I could just start making them at home. We all know how y'all love my cooking.
Yes, but a dozen donuts at Shipley's right now is going to run you about $12. When I was growing up, you didn't spend more than $5 for
A kolache
12
tossed $1.
12 delectable donuts. Now it costs you $12. And so it's no longer the cheap breakfast that you can grab a donut on a go. And like a donut and coffee used to cost you $1.25. Now it probably costs you $3. But yes, with home prices going up, because the price of donuts, I blame it on donuts.
Yep, it's all on donuts.
Lynn,
I'm
put your phone on.
Party foul. I'm sorry.
Goodness, we are live. We're live.
The phone's still ringing.
Yeah, that's good. That's a good thing. We want to be quiet. So interest rates are going to do what they do. Like Lynn said, 2024, everybody had an answer for this. They're like, oh yeah, the end of the year, they're going to go down. It's all going to go down. The election's happening. It's going to go down. The election has come and gone. And for you guys, again, another spoiler alert. Trump won. If you don't know, Trump is the new president of the United States for the next 4 years. And rates are still high. so we'll see what that looks like. It's early in the year. We'll see if things change.
And one thing, I don't think a lot of people realize this, but rates change every day. It is not
sometimes
something.
Twice a day.
Sometimes more than twice a day, depending on what's going on in the market. I think that's probably a piece of information that an average person does not realize. I think, we get calls all the day. Well, what's this? If I'm looking to buy my house right now, what's the rate today that I can expect when I purchase it in a month? I have no clue. Rates change every day, sometimes multiple times a day. So, I mean, it just really depends on what that given day is at the time of lock.
So, that was number one for the 5 things buyers need to know about real estate in 2025 from ChatGPT. Number 2 is low inventory challenges. Now, I don't think this is an issue. I
think our market, because when you're asking
and
Jubilee,
we're in Houston, everyone.
Yeah.
Texas, Houston, Texas.
I think when you're asking Jubilee's going off of the national average. So, I mean, it really just depends on what area you're in. Texas, Houston, Texas, I don't necessarily think we're having a low inventory as.
I don't know. I mean,
I have agents that are saying I'm busy with listings, so I'm.
And I think that's the crazy thing. I think a lot of listings are coming up. I think a lot of people, like we even created a loan program called the List, Lock, and Save, just to help agents sell properties. I don't think the inventory is low. I think just the buyers, and I think maybe what they want is not maybe as much. Maybe there's not. If I want a 5-bedroom, maybe there's not a lot of 5 bedrooms.
Maybe specific property types.
You want what you want, but I think there's a lot more competition on what is out there to pick from. So I don't think inventory challenges. I think when it comes to new construction, I don't think there's enough
Oh,
houses
I think new construction
where
killed it in 2024.
correct. They're cheating, offering these special rates, Lennars and 2% interest rates to
all
sell
these
these
block of
homes.
monies that they've got.
Um, but that's for another podcast. But I think low inventory challenges. I think the challenge is going to be if interest rates come down, everybody's going to be buying again. I think that's the challenge. I think if everybody jumps into the market at the same time, everybody's fighting over the same house at that point.
Hmm.
So I think Jubilee's probably half right, half wrong on that one.
What?
Yeah, I know
You're
it's
saying
crazy.
she's wrong?
Well, yeah, I know. She's only human.
You heard it here first. No, she's not.
The third thing, the importance of credit health. Now, it says right here, as a strong credit score is crucial when it comes to qualifying for a favorable
Please let me
mortgage.
talk on this.
Take it away.
I 100% agree. Credit worthiness is getting to the point whenever it's coming to these purchases that we have. It's becoming more of a need. We started in the business not to tell our age when all you needed was a pulse, really. 2008. Yep, you've got a heartbeat, you've got a loan. 2008 came and went, and all of the restructuring with, government agencies and things like that of what people could qualify really, really tightened up. And over the past, since then, we've lightened up in some areas. We've just it's not necessarily that we've taken regulations away, but they've made it to where more people can access them and still be inside those regulations. So I love the fact that our niche buyer really is the first time home buyer. I pride ourselves, and I have passion on the first time home buyer type of product. But I have to tell you, like, these buyers, it used to be that we could have, if you made a credit score and your ratios were this, we knew you'd get approved. And that's not the case anymore. FHA and the housing department, especially with DPA programs, have gotten so finicky.
Down payment assistance.
Down payment
assistance. If you don't know what that is, DPA.
All these gray hairs are coming from trying to figure out how to get people into homes that can qualify for the down payment assistance and save them on their monthly payments and help them to meet their financial goals, especially whenever you get those lower credit scores. So, I mean, there's still resources, absolutely, and we pride ourselves on being able to access those resources. But, I think you're doing yourself a favor if you can help increase your scores.
I think 2024 was the year of the credit card or the credit something. Even though with interest rates going up, I think a lot of people leaned into their credit because yeah, I think when you need to pay for something or you need something, I think that credit card was there. I think a lot of credit companies knew this, but yeah, I think going into this year, and trying to obtain that home, that is a factor that we see a lot of people's what we call credit liquidity on what their balance could possibly be, what their high balance could be, and what they currently owe are like neck and neck. So
Yeah.
they really maxed out their credit cards. They maxed out everything. And they're happy they're making their monthly payment. And a lot of people get pretty excited, like when they can come tell me, "Oh, I've been paying this card on time for the last 2 years. I'm always on time." Yeah, but it's not doing anything for his liquidity. It's still keeping it neck and neck. He's only paying down a lot of interest, and when we have to kind of let them know, hey, your score is affected, because I truly think credit report scoring, and don't I'm not the expert. I'm just the guy who works in credit scoring every day. That liquidity plays a huge factor in what your credit score is. So you
All
get
those algorithms are based off of what
algorithms, the Matrix,
the Matrix,
Neo.
Yeah, Neo. He bases it off of what
It's
you're
all on the credit
capable.
report. That's what the Matrix was all about. The credit reporting system is insane, and that's crazy part of it. Yeah. So, um, okay. So yes, so credit is a big important thing. Fourth thing from ChatGPT about 5 things that buyers need to know about the real estate industry in 2025 is stability and energy efficient matters. Now, what
What?
she's, I don't know. I'm telling you, this is what she told me.
Skip.
Said many homes prioritize energy efficient features and buyers increasingly value stability in their property design. Now,
Okay, repeat that one more time
so
for these hearing
so
dyslexic people.
well, I mean, I guess she's pretty much saying that energy efficient homes. We live in Houston. I'm very impressed how my home, which is a new construction home, it's less than 5 years old. I'm very impressed on how it holds up to the elements. When it's hot outside, it's cold in my house. When it's cold outside, it's hot in my house. It plays very well because of the energy efficiency, I guess, of the windows and the outside. Um, I would say our first house wasn't like that. um,
Hmm.
but
No.
but again, I don't think this is a
Our first
huge.
house, I think, was like 30 years old
I don't.
when we bought
I
it.
don't think our. I don't think this is maybe a huge concern from buyers because I mean I think it's important. I don't think everybody wants a $600 light bill, but because they keep on trying to cool their home. But I don't know. I I could be wrong. I could be wrong. I could be wrong. Okay, so number 5 now. Let's skip it. You said skip it. We're skipping it. Number 5, embrace technology in buying processes. Virtual tours, AI driven tools, and digital closings are now standard parts of the home buying process. I think Jubilee threw that one in there for the
Actually,
Terminators of next year.
um COVID happened. Nobody was allowed to go to closings in regards to, like, they could only have the closer and the buyer. You weren't allowed to go to closings anymore, which
You weren't even allowed to go to open houses.
you weren't even allowed to go to open houses. People were doing virtual tours with their agents. That became a thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think post COVID, we've kind of gotten back into having that human interaction, which I love. But I think there were so many things that came from COVID as far as technology that we've taken into this post COVID period or era that we've learned to just make it part of normal. People doing this is actually a topic of conversation at one of the our last closing of the year. We have the ability to do what's called a hybrid closing where you can have the buyer get their closing docs ahead of time and electronically sign all of their closing docs with the exception of a few docs that require the actual wet signature. And those are the ones that need to be recorded. But what you have a problem with is that when these buyers are going through these closing docs on their own in their system or on their computers, they don't know what they're signing. How many, I know you go to a lot of your closings. How many times that whenever you're going through the documents, you're having to stop and say, hey, your closing disclosure is one of the biggest ones. We do that, but we do that with them before they ever go to closing. Um,
So I've done a lot of mobile closings with. So a notary to be a notary and close on a mortgage, the biggest part of who you are as a notary is just being able to stamp that and sign that these docs that you're officiating are legal because you're a mobile notary. Some of these notaries are not created equal. I've been with some amazing notaries who knew everything real estate and I didn't have to say anything. And then I've been with some where I'm literally doing the closing and the notary's just stamping. So uh, to what Lynn's saying, um, we do have the ability to do mobile. I mean, to do e closings hybrid. I want to say
hybrid.
hybrids
They are hybrids.
closings because at the end of the day, we still need your wet signature on a lot of documentation. One day it'll be blood. Another day it's going to be a retina scan. Who knows? But as of right now,
That'd be cool.
yeah. But as of right now, yeah, I think technology has always been at the forefront. I think there's a website for everything, home, anything, designing a home, figuring out a home. I mean, you can now your iPhone can take a 3D print of a living room, and you can kind of customize that the way you want. If you walked into a property and said, "Well, I want to buy this house, how would I decorate it?" So I do think AI tools and all those things in general and how they like. I know now a lot of listings include virtual walkthroughs.
Virtual
Yeah,
tours. There's a lot. I mean, I kind of whenever it comes to technology, I like to do the field of dreams quote. You build it, they will come. Like if they give us an option to use it, we're gonna use it, and it's gonna become a way of the future. I think from what got you there or got you where you wanted to be in 2008, it's not going to be the same thing because of all the tools that we've created. You're going to adapt to the technology that you have available to you. Doing AI, I mean, you use Jubilee as your assistant and to help with your business to a degree. So I mean, yeah.
she's my she's my best friend.
Let me tell you
Excuse
about
me.
my pet. I thought I was your best friend.
No, no, not anymore. I'm your best friend, but you're not my
Can't
best friend.
believe you just said that on the radio.
I did. I did. Um, yeah, I think a lot of these things have pertinency of what I think just affordability is always going to be top of mind with anybody who's a purchaser of anything,
Yeah.
especially when it comes to homes. The crazy thing is conventional and FHA have raised their loan limits on how much they'll allow people to buy,
Yeah.
which is a double-edged sword because yes, it allows buyers to put little to no money down to get into a higher price property, but at the same point in time comes with a higher price payment um, until rates do what they need to do. But the biggest thing is that I truly think, and I heard this from one of the people on Shark Tank. I can't remember her name, but she said that everybody out there is just waiting for a rate. They're waiting for one rate. Now it could be 5.5, it could be 5.8, it can even be 6%. But there's a lot of people out there waiting to hear that one rate, and as soon as they hear it, as soon as someone promotes it and says, "You know what? We got the 5.5 rates here," they're going to get off the couch and they're going to say it's time for me to buy or it's
So
time for me to sell and
I
go buy
I
something else.
guess, and you and I do this every day, so we have a different way of thinking, and I can understand and appreciate that. Um, but for the people that are sitting there asking for that one rate, or they're doing that, they're waiting to hear that one rate. That has to be tied to a payment. They think that if I get this one rate, I'm going to get this payment. So instead of waiting to hear your number, and this is what I tell our clients, look, I can look at all of your financials and tell you what you can qualify, but at the end of the day, you know your economics better than I do. So let me know what your want is or your ask, and not necessarily the rate, what you want for your payment or what you're trying to achieve for your cash to close so that I can meet your financial goals. Um, that way, if I know a payment, because even if you get that one rate, you may still not have that payment.
And the crazy thing is, that's a car selling tech. That's a car selling tool, people. You know, when you watching car commercials, they never tell you how much the car costs, but they tell you what the potential payment may be. That's the tool because, like Lynn said, sometimes you just want to make sure that your house is going to cost $1,500 a month or $2,000. Sometimes you can care less on how much the house costs as long as you get the payment that's doable for your income that month. And so that's why you think about that. You go to a dealership, they're not haggling. The price is one thing, but they're like, where do you want to be payment wise? I'm gonna write this payment on this paper, and if that's your payment, we're both like going to agree, and you're going to drive out happy.
Oh, I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of
Oh no no
hidden
no no.
tricks underneath that.
Yeah, we're not going to sell you some kind of floor mats when it comes to getting a mortgage here. But Lynn, I'm happy to be back with you. We're happy that we
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. So I think a lot of exciting things are going to happen in 2025. I think a lot of things
I
are around
am
the bend.
really excited about
Um,
2025.
I didn't want to um, I didn't want to go too much into what our thoughts are because I don't want to be one of those guys last year saying rates are going to go down, and then you talk, and then we have an episode 5 months from now. Guess what? I was wrong, everyone. Rates are only getting crazier.
Actually, I'm telling people I'm not talking about it.
So we're not going to say anything about mortgage rates or what they're going to do because we don't control them anyway.
If we had
Um,
that magic ball, I'd be retired.
So we're just going to give you the information as the information comes to us because we want to feel like you need that information. And so we're so happy that you joined us for another episode of the Lending Labyrinth. We're going to be more consistent, guys, more consistent with you. We're so happy that you can be here with us today. And we're going to get some episodes out every week, every Friday. You're going to get an episode from us. We'll become more consistent. Let us know if you want to know. Put some information down below. Send us comments. Subscribe. If you want to hear anything, if you think like, hey, I want to hear an appraiser, how houses get appraised, or could you have an agent on? We're going to get all those people. Let us know who you want to hear. So leave comments below. That definitely helps us on the information you guys need. You have something to say?
Yeah. What? I know we're ending it, but let's end it off with this. What was one of your favorite moments in 2024?
Opening our new office. It's amazing. You should come see it.
You should come see it. I mean, honestly, like it's a labor of love with everything that got put into it.
It's amazing.
What you accomplish is nothing short of amazing.
It's a great office where you can come and be inspired and want to close your home and be happy you did.
Do you want to know what one of my favorite moments is? Can you guess?
The Disney cruise?
Oh no, that was not one of my favorite moments. People, nothing against Disney. I am an avid fan of Disney, and their cruises really are great. But I don't want to spend thousands of dollars to get sick. Other than that, it was a really good thing. I know. I'm telling you, I just couldn't. You threw up 3 times. Yeah, you, not me. You. Mm-hmm. Not cool. My favorite. It's actually kind of a small moment, but I loved it. I remember being in the moment, and I was like, oh. It's when our daughter was in a play. Our 9-year-old daughter at the time was in a play. She got to have her own little solo, and she did an amazing high pitch note that was really, really cool, and I was so proud of her. I know. I was beaming with pride. You go, Angelina.
Yes, our little actor who's I'm going to put all of my money into because she's my retirement plan. You know, you put money into a 401k. Out of all of our kids, we'll put one all into Angelina, and hopefully she gets picked up by Netflix or something. She'd be on Squid Games.
Nice.
One of those things. But guys, we're so happy that you're with us again. Leave the comments below, like, share, and comment. And we're going to be here next week. And so remember, guys, the Lending Labyrinth is here for you because you'll never get lost if you have a map. And we are that map for you guys. So we will see you next week. And
very nice. That was smooth.
I like it.
I like it too. You're so clever.
Happy New Year's, everyone.
Happy New Year.